Sucky now. Ha ha. Hell yeah, I know my dogs are watching, and if you ain't, I know you will be. And if you are watching and you ain't my dog yet, I know you will be. Ha ha. So, welcome to the Get Bizzy Livin podcast. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. If you weren't here last week, you probably missed out on watching me get my mop chopped at the after party. So make sure you come back for the after party because you never know what you're going to miss. I also want to say, please put your hands together for my girl, D-Rex. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my gosh. Hey guys, I am just messing up already because I am so sick, but I
Messing
am
up. Look how
so
good you
happy
look.
to be
Good
here.
Lord.
I
Man.
couldn't find the button to turn on my camera. I'm so happy you guys are here and we're going to have a lot of fun. I showed up sick because I cannot miss this. This is just too fun every week. We have such a good time. And this is something that I meant to do right here. You guys cannot miss the after party when you're hanging out with Swede. So what is the after party? It's just a chill time. Just show up. He might get you in the studio and just hang out. It's super fun.
Yeah, D-Rex, I like this part, okay, where it's just me and you. And I like when I look forward to this podcast, I look forward to you. I look forward to kicking it with you. The fact that you and I are doing this together still to this day blows my mind. When we went into this summer, and we were talking about, you were telling me, your ideas about how to make this great. And I just immediately recognized the talent, immediately recognized, how much fun it is to kick it with you and talk. Our conversations were always way longer than they were supposed to go. We always found ourselves coming back around on tangents, and getting together with you has been the highlight of this summer, and so far, definitely my favorite part of the podcast. But don't let that fool you. I still am looking forward to having my people on. So please stick around for the after party, because at the end, after me and D-Rex get done kicking it and getting our message out, then I'm going to bring y'all on. So all you got to do is raise your hand in the comment section. Let me know you're on. And if you want to come and kick it with me after party, something we talk about during the show, interests you, we'll talk about it, get you on with you. And all you got to do is let me know you got a smartphone, and I'll send you that link.
Absolutely. It's going to be just as fun as when you're getting your hair cut, when you're not getting your hair cut. So make sure you stick around. And
we might make that a regular thing, though. Me and Pauline
cutting your hair.
Yeah, because she's like, you need this done often, and I was like, well, you need to come over often. And she's like, and be on the podcast, and I'm like, hell yeah. And then I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get her to do it, but I'm certainly gonna push for it. How though
that's worth a try.
Once a month, I get my mop chopped at the after party.
Well, for those of you that are here, please say hello in the comment section, because we want to see who you are. We love to include you in the conversation, and we can only see you if you say hello. So say hello, okay? We want to make you part of the conversation as always.
Hell yeah. Make sure, all bullshit aside, make sure you're out there saying hello to us, all right? Hey, girl. Hey. Guess who is in the house? Guess who's in the house? That's my girl. So y'all check out Back to Roots Vegetables. That's my girl, Kelly. She was on our show last week with us. And Kelly is my vegan queen. So we'll get you up to date on the vegan challenge here in a little bit. But I just want to say hello to my girl, Kelly. And please do. So how it works is, let us know you're in the house with us, and then we'll chat it up. And then as the show comes to an end, we'll start talking about the after party. And if you want to come on screen with us, we can work that out. All right. So,
I feel like we've covered so much already with the after party and saying hello in the comments, but it just shows you like what a huge project all of this is. We're going to be doing so much more. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and it is really, really difficult to get the picture out when you have such a small screen and a big picture. But D-Rex has mentioned it in the past. I'm going to reiterate. We are just now pulling this stuff all together, and it is all just for you. It's a huge project, and it might seem like it's all about me, but the reason I was so thankful about D-Rex joining me is because I want to make sure that you guys know it's not all about me. Yeah, the center storyline may be because I chased the damn monkey, which, by the way, we got Don't Chase the Monkey t-shirts coming at you. But the truth is, I want to make it about us. I want to make it about the fact that you guys chipped in to save my life, and now my goal is to throw you a party. And so I'm doing this once a week so I can talk to you in the chat box, so we can bring you to the after party, so we can generate revenues by you watching. That will make it us able to bring you on some trips with us. And if we are having enough success to be able to afford bringing you on trips, that means we have enough success to be able to afford helping other people. And once we're able to help other people, then we will know we are getting you on vacation with us. I am helping other people. That means we're generating revenues, which means we are going to be able to afford to throw the huge party. See how it all comes together? Like it's a huge party. So
it's all coming together in its own time, and it's going to be faster than we expect, because we already had several people come on these trips. And I'd like to say hello to Melissa and Tasha for coming on the last trip. And you know, that's what this episode is all about, is like finding common ground with people and connecting and getting out there in the world. And that's exactly what they did. They got out in the world and they came to visit us here in Hollywood. And we had a great time, but we're going to talk about that in just a little bit.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that you guys know that these things, that this big project is bigger, way bigger than this. So get at me at hello@gitbizzylivin.com if you're interested in any way, shape, or form participating. Like, I want to give a shout out to my boy Johnny H up here. Hado was helping me with all of the T-Mobile stuff. You know, try to getting you able to speed up out there. So a shout out to my man Johnny. So sorry, babe. There's many roles that are going to go into this big project. Now, one of my favorite things that somebody opened my mind to a while ago was the guy told me that, you know, you'll see evidence over and over and over that we as humans way overestimate what we can do in 1 year and way underestimate what we can do in our lifetime, you know? And so that's why I love the start with the end in mind and reverse engineer attitude. You know, look at what the big picture is, what you want to accomplish overall, and then work your way backwards until you figure out what you need to do today. You know, and so this project is huge, and it's not going to happen overnight. So right now, it might be like we're talking to space, even though we got Johnny there, we got Magic Mel in the house. What's up, girl? You know, even though we have an audience here now that's a small growing audience, the big picture is going to require a large audience, and a large audience is going to require a big picture. You know, so get at me at Hello Get Busy Living if you want to be a part of the audience, if you want to be a guest on the show, if you want to help us put together the event planning, if you want to help us with the merchandise, if you want to help us with, you know, the Help Swede Walk Again, helping the locate people that need help. And that's one thing that my nonprofit consultant was letting me know, that I need to be careful about making promises about how and what we can do to help people. And he has encouraged me to get good at this podcasting thing before I go saying too much about what we can do and who we can do it for. Okay. And so I want to remind people, even though it might be just a hallway or our friends that are currently watching, that as this thing grows, right now we're just in the preseason. We're just starting to figure stuff out. And that's why the fact that you're here, D-Rex, in the preseason and you didn't want to miss it because you were sick, making me look bad, because I missed one when I was sick. You know, but
you were really, really sick. I can push through.
Well, I'm glad that you can.
I want to ask the people that are here. I want to know if you want to go on an adventure, because we have such an adventure lined up that you can be part of. And that is a trip for two to Alaska that be arranged by Scooty Wells. He's going to arrange a trip like this for you. And if you win this raffle for this trip, you get to do all of this cool stuff. And seriously, I want this trip. This trip.
Look at that.
How do you do it? Wow. You have to go to gitbizzylivin.com, and you want to reserve a copy of Swede's book. And Here, I just missed my banner here. This is how you do it. You go to gitbizzylivin.com and you donate $25. And it's like the easiest thing you can do. Not only are you going to help a bunch of people, but you're going to get this awesome book that Swede wrote, and you're going to get a chance to go on the trip to Alaska. And I just really wanted to say that really quick because everybody needs to know that. This looks like an amazing, amazing trip.
Doesn't it? I really want you to please go back through those pictures while I describe that again.
Okay.
So the idea here is to throw this huge party. I told you guys I would. If you help me out of that jam, I'd throw you a party. So I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to afford throwing this party for this audience that was at one point 20,000 people live at one point? How am I going to afford to throw this party? I told all these people that I would. And so I had a lot of friends such as yourself give me advices about things that they thought I could do. Lyric thought I could do a podcast. You thought live streaming would work. And I've had so many other people between Scooty Wells and JFT and Kelly and all these other people that have been on the show, and many, many others that have not yet been, but will be on the show, telling me how are things I could do to pull this off. I've gathered my resources. I've put my thoughts together, and this is what I want to do. I want to be able to throw this party for everyone. I think, and the only way that people are going to want to participate is if there's a way for them to gain. So that's why I thought a trip like this would be something for them to be able to gain. I thought that offering a book would be something that I could offer in return, and offering entertainment is something I could offer in return. And that's where the streak came up from. I want to think, what could I do that would make people want to tune in? Like, what's worth watching week after week? I want to be able to show people that I'm out there getting busy living with the second lease on life that they gave me. And I want them to come get busy living with me. So that's why I thought I could try to pull off beating this streak and then broadcast it, give them something entertaining to watch. So make sure you come next week when we show you guys all the fun stuff we did last weekend, talking about destination number 2. And then we'll set you up for where we're going to be this month, destination number 3.
Well, I think right now is a good time to talk about where we went. Yes, indeed.
You know, you're going to make me a bass line singer. All these.
I didn't do nothing.
You know, I know that it's probably, what is it, Epidemic Sound or some shit like that, but shout out. By the way, we don't have any affiliate link for them yet. We don't have any affiliate links, period.
But that's we are working so hard.
We're working
so hard to give you where we are right now.
We are in the preseason.
It's actually quite amazing where we are. And we were in Hollywood for Halloween, which is an experience. And let's talk a little bit about this, because the first thing that we did when I saw you, let's start there.
Yes. So, well, first of all, the first thing that we did, babe, I can't tell you. It blows my mind still that here I am showing up in LA. You know, we went 20 years without seeing each other once.
It's true. It's true. And you know what? I'm going to just add this. And for people who don't know, that we've known each other since we were like 14.
That is
because
awesome.
I love it. All right, go on.
No, I just want to say that, I love when you brought up togetherness about what we've, the fact that we're getting together again, right? We went so long without getting together, and then we got together 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. When after been a 20-some year break, and then after a long break, we saw each other when Lyric was in town. We came out to LA, and then a year and a half later, Kira was in town. We come out to LA. And then this time, it's so cool to me that Tasha and Melissa came. Now, I got to tell you guys, and D-Rex and many others have encouraged me to share the other side of this life. What it's like, when you can see the big picture and not just what I'm on the camera. Because I do have a headrest here, and I am in a wheelchair, and it ain't always pretty. In fact, it's regularly not pretty. In fact, it's more often not pretty. And to get busy living with limited abilities, I don't like the term disability or disabled, but it is what it is. I can't go a day alone, let alone in my own house, let alone travel for a whole day alone. So a lot of the first 54 months or 54-month streak was alone. Don't get me wrong, I was almost never alone, but I was a lot of time traveling alone from one spot to the next. And often I think about, this injury that's very personal. I was such a free spirit, and the only thing I really needed was my hands, because I just wanted to have a guitar, and the only thing I really needed was my legs, because I wanted to be able to come and go as I pleased, and I was wanting to let everybody have it. And those things were taken from me. I can't hold a guitar anymore, I'm getting back there, but to have the freedoms taken, it's pretty tough to deal with it if you just think about it for a few minutes, let alone having to live with it, and it doesn't get old. But I often wonder if it all happens for a reason. You hear that all the time. It all happens for a reason. Or, I'm like, well, what's the reason? Is it something I deserve? Like, am I being punished? And I often wonder what I've done that is punishable. And to be honest, I feel like I was out there getting busy living, and I have the ability to help a lot of people. And I wasn't helping anybody out there. I was helping myself have fun. I was on a tropical island, and I was like learning to surf by day and building my beer belly at night, and I wasn't doing shit for nobody. And I feel like the universe just kind of like reeled me back in. And I was like, okay, I can't trust you with these legs to go without you running around. I can't trust you with these hands without, playing with your toys. Come back down. You got shit to do down here. And so now he's not letting me get busy living by myself. I can't. So the fact that these girls came, literally both of them flew across country. What's even crazy is that they flew from opposite ends of the country. Yeah. One of them flew from Hawaii, and the other one flew from Tennessee. You want to talk about going out of your way to get busy living with somebody. These girls flew across the country to come so that me and you could get busy living in LA together.
I don't know if you can see, but Tasha's here.
Hey, girl.
She says, "Hey, guys."
So much love for you, Latasha. So much.
That took some guts to do that, to pick up and travel across the country to just hang out with us here.
The real guts happen when it's not time to what up D's nuts when it's time to talk about what goes on behind the scenes. And that's the thing. Like, Brother Doug's going to be traveling with me next month, and then from then on to December, January, February, the future Get Busy Living epic adventures. I don't know who's gonna help me get from one place to the next, but hello@gitbizzylivin.com if you're interested in helping me get from one place to the next. Because the thing is, what Latasha was willing to do for me, thank you, darling, that is not easy for people to do, is help me with the things that I need help with, which are human functions and the non-glamorous side of life. And the fact that I have people like these girls that are willing to come across country and help me get around is like the biggest blessing, And I keep my mind focused on these things when I want to feel sorry for myself, or when I want to when I want to decide not to do this shit anymore, because this shit is, man, I've never been busier, Diana. I have never been busier.
It's true.
It's crazy that I had so much fun and did so much other stuff and wasn't even busy. And here I'm not doing nearly as much fun stuff, and I'm busy as hell.
Yeah. And you know what? Even when you take time off, like when you showed up here and we went right to a sports bar to watch the Steelers, like you were busy doing that. Your free time is really busy. So I want to talk about that, because you went looking for a Steelers bar.
Oh my God.
On short notice.
Yeah, man. Since I've been an adult, I cannot tell you. I was trying to think of one. I cannot tell you when's the last time I forgot my terrible towel. And I was so excited about going to Hollywood for Halloween. Hell yeah. that I forgot my fucking terrible towel. Oh my God.
And then,
What'd she say?
yeah, but she said, my shirt looks amazing. I'm going to go ahead and unveil it. I got it especially for this podcast because we are talking about some sports stuff.
Here we go. Here we go, team babe. Here we go. I wish I had some pom poms. Maybe if I shake my shoulders.
This shirt is not something I would normally wear, but I'm wearing it today.
I am loving it. And I'm loving that pink girl. You're jumping off the screen at me. I love it.
Go sports.
Hell yeah. I love
it. Yeah. We ended up at an Eagles bar.
Of all places. We walk in, me and the girls walk in, and I pull up, and there's a bunch of Eagles dudes right there. Like, there's a big screen on my right, and on the left is like a bar that was not a bar, but a high top table, and had like 9 people around it, and they were all standing in front, right? And behind them was other sports fans, but I was only seeing them. And I was thinking, okay, I'm from Pennsylvania. I know that they're kind of rough around the edges in some places, you know, and Philly's notorious for being rough around the edges. So I was like, okay, if we run into Philly fans, no, ain't no thing, you know. I know they're rough, but you know, no, as long as I don't badmouth anybody, nobody will punch me, you know. And we go up in there, and there's these guys, and I'm like, hey, I'm like, damn, I'm like.
They had a banner and everything. They were super well organized, that group.
I was like, there's no fighting in football. And they're like, no, ain't no fighting here, but you came to an Eagles bar on the day when we're playing the Steelers. And I was like, this is an Eagles bar? And they're like, yeah. I was like, you motherfuckers are lucky I forgot my towel.
Yeah, but then Melissa ran out and got you some towels.
I was worried about them not wanting to put the Steelers game on because it was going to be too many other games and we're in LA. And here I go to the one bar because one bar that would have the Steelers game on for sure was the team that we were playing's bar, right? So what a fucking good luck charm that was.
Yeah, I feel like that often happens to you where it's like you just kind of like you run into some good luck. As soon as you start trying for things, you run into good luck. And I feel like that's a huge part of getting busy living is choosing and trying and, you know, see what kind of luck comes your way, right?
You know, babe, I really believe that the fact that I tell stories is why people believe that I have better luck. I don't believe that my luck is any better than the next. I don't believe that I have any more fun than the next. I think that I just fell in love with a storyteller as a child named Grams and aspired, I guess not consciously, but in some way, shape, or form to become one like her because I admired how people admired her. I loved how people loved her, and I laughed at how people laughed at her, you know? And the fact that over the years, I've just had the habit of telling people whatever happened, you know, in a way to make them laugh, you know, just talking about what happened last night or last week or whatever, you know, that, you know, I think that it's not that I do. I think it's just that you may be more aware of it because I talk about it more than other people talk about theirs, you know? And I bet that if you were to like keenly pay attention to how many noteworthy things happen to you, you could probably identify a similar number, you know? I think you should talk about it.
Maybe. Although one time I saw you manifest a beer within minutes. And I've never had that experience. We don't need to tell that story right now, but I've never been able to do that.
I just stuck blueberries in my nose.
Well, let me read.
Take me off camera. Just stop.
Okay. I'm trying. I don't even know where it is. Okay. Oh no, I put you on camera.
Oh, I see how you are.
Yeah, I seriously don't know how this thing works sometimes.
I just snuck blueberries in my nose. Manifest a beer.
You did though. I saw it happen.
Tasha you make it sound like I waved my hand and a beer popped into my hand.
You pretty much did. So Tasha says, what did that one guy tell you? We don't fight, but we can wrestle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He's like, no, we don't fight, but we can wrestle.
You know what I liked about that bar is that it wasn't aggro. It wasn't like one group against another. When one team was doing well, they cheered. And when the other team was doing well, they cheered. And nobody was like, shut up, you know? It was just like, we're all coming together over this game and watching it together. And I thought it was awesome. Like people treat each other with respect for cheering for their own teams. And Steelers didn't do that great, and they didn't rub it in.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's something I think is really important, man. I've bitten the head off of more than an alligator over hollering at me after the game is over and rubbing it in. Like, hey, leading up to the game, talk all the shit you want to talk. During the game, talk all the shit you want to talk. After the game, good game, shake hands, look to the next week, find the next opponent and talk shit to them about what your team just did to the last team. You know, like don't talk shit to the person after your team mops them, especially if you're one of them silent fair weather fucks that likes to always complain about their own team. That's another thing that we talked about. So not only do I love these girls because they're so damn beautiful and so damn sweet, but they're so damn willing to come across the country and travel with me and quite literally bathe me, so to speak, shower me with love. But they're fun to watch sports with, you know, like both Tasha and Melissa. And the fact that Tasha was rocking her Titans gear, and she was like, as long as you ain't playing the Titans, I'll rock Steelers gear. I'm telling you, man, I fell a little bit when she said that. I was like,
you know, and I don't actually. I'm everybody probably knows that I'm not really like a huge sports fan, but I do like to watch football. I like the athleticism. To me, it's like ballet. You know, I made a joke that I actually need a t-shirt that just says sports because that's what kind of fan I am. But I do love watching football. I love watching. There was one point in that game where a guy leaped onto another guy's head and rode him for about 5 feet. I was like, look at that. I was so amazed. I thought it was great. But you know what? I want to play this little video because what I really liked is that the Eagles fans, and I'm sure that other fans have their own, but the Eagles fans in this bar had some songs that they would sing together. And it felt to me like every time they launched into it, it felt kind of like pirates singing their rowing song, their sea shanties, you know? I'm gonna play it really quick. Let's see if I can. And I thought that's so fun. Like here's these dudes out in public singing together. And I thought that's the coolest thing. I love that.
Together, again, the word keeps coming up, you know. It's really, to me, I gotta say, it's probably not to sound cheesy, man, but it's starting to come like that, man. The more that I've been forced to reminisce, not forced, but called to reminisce about Grams, the more I've been thinking about her a lot more lately. And that was her gift, man. Like my uncles and aunts' friends would wait for her to get off work and come over later, you know, like teenagers and coming over to hang out with their friend's mom when she gets off work. You know, like Grams
That's really cool.
She was such a together person, a gatherer, a togetherer. Is that can that be a thing?
I like
a togetherer?
Yeah, I like it. It is now. I just really liked how sports, the game, just brought all these people into one place, and we're all together. We're all having a good time, and I kind of felt like once they started singing, I was like, this is kind of like church, you know, where it's like we're coming into this building and we're singing together. And the football game was kind of like this sermon. They're listening to every word of what the coaches would say in between, you know?
I have often said in my life, I don't give a F about it if it ain't about my family, my friends, and my finances. And I want to have fun. And my fun is football. Like, I don't care about pop culture. I don't care about the politics. I don't care about the president. I don't care about the Pope and all of his people or what Pope it is you follow. I love them all the same. If they don't got black and gold on and they ain't my blood relative or they ain't my friend or they ain't my potential friend, I don't give an F about them. I like the Steelers on a level that people don't like things. It's more of a people worship thing. So they are my church, and it's only because, like we were talking, when because I love life. That's the thing. I love life so much that when there are things about life that are upsetting to me, that if I think too deeply on them, they will penetrate me and scar me. So I need an escape. And I found that much like many people, it's very difficult to turn my brain off life. So I turn it on to the Steelers. And it's like an instant switch. I can immediately start giving a fuck about something else. And it's like it's like an immediate escape. It's like almost like my wardrobe to Narnia. You know what I mean? I could just go in there and I worry about all that other stuff. And then when I'm ready to get back to life, I'm like, I come back out of my wardrobe and I can get back.
I think it is that way for a lot of people. Sports is an escape that they need. And I feel like it has been ever since back to when the gladiators were getting mauled to death. You know, it was a little more serious then, but it was no less popular. And I think that I've heard one too many people complain about how much sports stars make. And I just think that, you know, if sports is such a big business, these amazing athletes deserve their share. You know, I think it's fine that they get their share of all this revenue, of all these people who need their escape, and they are buying the jerseys and they're streaming the games, and it's big money, right? People are pouring their money into it because it's a release that they need. It's an escape that they need. So sports are important for a lot of people.
Tons of people. And for anyone that has the nerve to complain about what other people with money have, realize this: we are all competing for money. Those of us that have more are probably trying harder. Don't get me wrong, plenty of us have better resources than others. I'm not saying that there aren't advantages, but especially in this country, that's why it's the greatest country on earth. If you want more, you can get more. You just have to try harder. And if you are trying your hardest and it doesn't get you more and you still want more, in this country, all you got to do is look left, look right, and ask somebody for help. And you can almost always, as long as you're willing to work harder and continue asking for help, you can almost always get more. All right. And so for those people that are complaining about athletes having tons of money, they put in an equivalent amount to earn that money. For every dollar they have, there's that many people competing with them to have that dollar.
You know, honestly, like to go back to the church reference, those super church pastors are getting paid like sports stars too, you know?
And they are under a great deal of stress and a responsibility and a lot of other people competing with them for that position. You know, so it really is like that. And the thing is that we see the glamorous aspects of it, but we don't see the hard work that goes into it. We just think that they're all just lucky, you know, but luck is being prepared for opportunity when it knocks, you know. And so,
man, the more I watch these guys play the game, the more I realize this isn't luck at all. It's all super hard. It's hard work. You're playing also a game of getting into that machine, you know. It's pretty amazing what they go through.
Oh, well, what they go through is crazy. Tasha actually can speak on that. She was telling me about, she worked for a couple of years, you know, during COVID with the athletes, making sure that they were, you know, tip top to go in. And she was just talking about, you know, the amount of commitment that they put in, like the amount of hours that they're on premise. And I mean, and then the physical, look, athletes are one thing. In some cases, there are performers, I would say, that where I mean, like as far as, dancers and actors and musicians that have there's a lack of balance in how much effort goes into and responsibility goes into what they actually get. There are the gifted and chosen few, if you will, you know, but in most cases, in most industries, but especially in sports not luck. That shit is all effort. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You know, I want to go back to these Eagles fans singing their song. Let me just play this again. I mean, look how much they're enjoying that. And I think that, you know, getting together with people and either yelling or singing the same thing is important. It's a human connection that almost all of us crave. You know, I craved it so much as a teenager when I was 17 that I decided, even though I wasn't religious, that I was going to go find a church because I wanted to sing with people. It was just this need that I wanted to do this. I wanted a place to sing. And I did do that. And then I got kind of burnt out on the whole thing. But I really did enjoy going there and singing every week. That's the whole point of me going. And I think people coming together and singing together is one of these deep, primal human needs. And I actually would like to talk about what else we did this past weekend, where
well, you went to church for music, and I love music, and you do too. You have a music school, but I went to church for the cookies. Uh-oh. Don't choke. Yeah, I found out when I was about 7 years old that there was a church that rode a bus through my neighborhood. And if I got on the bus on Sunday mornings, that they got a cookie when you get on the bus. And if you're good at church and you don't misbehave, when you get off the bus, you get another cookie. So I was religiously on that. I was religiously on my front step every Sunday at 9 a.m. when they came around.
That's a sweet deal.
You know, it's crazy.
I didn't get that for going to church.
I loved it so much. I ended up going to that church, Wesleyan Methodist on 29th and Liberty, long before I moved to the West Side. I went to that church for like 5 years. In fact, when I was in the 6th grade, I played saxophone at Wayne Middle School. Mm-hmm. And they let me use the saxophone to play Silent Night in front of the entire church at the Wesleyan Methodist when I was like 10 years old or 11 years old.
Sorry, I started choking. I want to just chime in here that I am super sick.
Yes.
And I might have to exit here and there to go cough.
But that's a good time to talk about the after party. Because as soon as she exits, guys, we party. That's when the boobs come out. D-Rex, you know, she's not. Did I say that?
Not mine.
Yeah, but we can chop it around.
Oh my gosh.
Don't worry, guys. I can edit out the not mine part. Oh, that reminds me. I have this awesome picture that I took of my girl Danielle. DRH is gonna be on this show. This girl is pound for pound the funnest person I know. Fucking love that girl. She came to Vegas with me and brother Doug last year. Came out here. I love it. Anyway, I got a picture of DRH, Danielle Renee. Hey, and the picture is she's holding. So I had a picture of some boobies on my phone. I don't know how they got there. I didn't take them, but I was like, hey, look at this picture, and she looks at it. And she's like zooming in, like, and she shows it to me, and it's nothing but boobs. And she shows it back to me, it's like zoomed in. And then I like held it in front of her, like I was like, man, it's kind of like, it's like I can see through your shirt. And I like held it up so that it looked like it was her boobs through the phone. And then I used her phone to take a picture of my phone with the boobs on it in front of her. And it looked like the phone was like see-through.
I'm not sure. You have to get her permission to show that one.
But they're not even her boobs.
Okay, I know, but you know, anyhow, I'm gonna bring up some pictures from Halloween night here. Okay. So we went out. Boobs. Yeah, speaking of boobs, there are plenty of them in these pictures, guys. Plenty of nice boobs. They're not mine, but they are there. So let's see them. So we dressed up as who?
Professor X and some X women. Hell yeah.
And I got to say that I'm a little bit lame because I just kind of showed up matching and I didn't really have a character. But I liked how we were kind of Charlie's Angels here for a second with the blonde and the red and the black.
Yeah, I was digging it. I was on cloud 9. See, this togetherness here, you know, this is the kind of joy that you can't have as a person by himself. You know, like having people around you, man, that's what it's all about, is having other people.
Ladies.
That right there is dope. That's round of applause. You girls were awesome. I really wish that we had gone somewhere and competed, because we probably could have, you know, if we had gone bigger time, instead of just like being fun and being, you know, happy just to be together, because we were, you know, we went out being like, I was like, if we just go, just the 4 of us and kick it, we can meet other people. We need to go somewhere red carpet. We don't got to go all Hollywood for Halloween, you know. Just this, like, if we had gone somewhere where they had like put their contestants on stage, like the thumbnail that you vetoed that had DRH and Courtney, they were wearing bikinis that said censored.
I know.
And so that was another one that we should have entered into a contest, because like that, having more people that kind of match makes it, makes it a better, better
makes it a
odds to
bigger
win,
thing.
for sure. Hell yeah.
So you know what I hate about when I wear this wig? Sometimes I go out in this wig on Halloween and my neighbors see me and they're like, oh, that's you? You look way better.
Oh, damn.
Oh. They always say that. It's awful. So the thing I wanted to say is we went to go to karaoke, which is like a place where people come together and sing. And I think that's awesome. So here we are. Here you are actually singing, but can I tell the story?
Tell the story.
Yeah. So we're at the karaoke bar, and maybe I'll just remove this for a second. And I'm being the kind of the party pooper that I always am, where I'm like, I really just want to go home. I'm having fun, but I kind of just want to go home. It's getting late. So I was saying that, and Melissa said, you got to pick a song, put it on the paper. I was like, I don't even know what this means. I've never been to karaoke. She said,
What?
pick any, yeah. And she said, pick a popular song, any popular song that we would know. So I was like, okay, Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. And I picked it because it's a song that people like. But I honestly don't know how the verse goes. I wouldn't be able to sing it. But I just thought, okay, I will not.
I'm still stuck on not knowing how the fuck you've not been to a karaoke bar. You're literally like the Geico caveman under the rock, aren't you? Like, really? Yeah. I'm so glad I got to you. We got to get you out, girl.
So it was fun. It was fun, but I thought that I was going to get home before that ticket got pulled.
Look, she said, geez, you've never been to a karaoke bar? Tosh, we got to get her out.
So what happened? Everybody agreed, they picked out of the hat, picked Poison. I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to be here. And like within 2 songs, they're like, time for Swede to sing Poison, which was hilarious because you wanted nothing to do with that microphone as soon as it got in your hand. And that's actually what I'm going to show. Okay. I've never seen you reject something that's supposed to be fun so hard. Okay. So I'm going to show it. So here you are actually participating. But here, look how hard you're like, oh, no, don't give me the mic. You were trying so hard to not get the mic. You're like, no, but Melissa saved your ass.
Look at me. I look so guilty. Like, God, I'm so glad you got that out of my hands. Oh my God. I did not want that mic. Oh my God.
But yeah, there we are. We were singing Poison. Okay. But what I want to show.
Never trust a big butt and a smile.
We did know little bits of it and we did sing it, but we didn't know the main part. Luckily, Melissa did. But this is what I really want to show is the panic on your face when you were stuck with the microphone, when that you were like, you're like, get down here and sing. So guess what I'm going to show?
You down here sing. You down here sing. Get down here.
It was the look of the last frame. Oh my God. Look at the look in your eyes. Look.
You down here sing. You down here sing. Oh, come on.
You were like, I can't be stuck with this. But that's what made it super fun, because I also felt like that. It's just that I happen to be the one holding the camera.
Can we go back a picture or two?
Yeah.
Right before that. There you go.
These?
Go, no, not there. That one right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, get you some, girl.
Look at Tasha. She's like, I don't know about this.
She's like, are we on camera?
Oh my goodness. But that was super fun and funny. And not only that, people were just there to sing and have a good time, which I feel like that's the whole reason that I joined church when I was 17. And that was the reason I really enjoyed football on Sundays. Like all these people just coming together and singing. And karaoke was really cool because it was like just really normal people. And there's no stage. It was just people out walking amongst the crowd. And I mean, what made it even funnier for me is that they were like dressed as pirates and stuff. But you know, they'd pick like some 80s ballad and they'd sing their hearts out, whether they could do it or not. And it was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah, you know, that's important. You know, you don't have to be the best at reading to read. You don't have to be the best at anything to do anything. If you enjoy doing something, you should be able, allowed, and open about doing it without feeling like you're exposing yourself to scrutiny. And I don't use the word should be very often because I'm not a very entitled person. I don't feel entitled. I haven't ever been led to believe I am entitled. I feel like if you want something, you should be willing to work for it, you know? But at the same time, I feel like people are afraid to sing and karaoke, even though we love it so much fun, that they're like, I don't want to, because they're afraid of being scrutinized. And you don't have to be good at something to be allowed to do it. And if you do enjoy doing something and you want to do it in public, if you're not the best, people that, you know, are going to scrutinize you for that are the ones that really should be the ones being scrutinized. Like, let the motherfucker sing, you know, like if he all he wants to wear is that, I mean, at least he's not naked, you know? And I think that, you know, I don't know, it's just a microcosm, you know, of life. People are afraid to do things unless they're going to do them the best, you know, and I wish that, like, you know, like this Get Busy Living thing. I mean, I don't expect anyone to do 55 months in a row with me. You know, I don't expect anyone to do anything remotely like this just once. And all it has to be is just a weekend, you know, just get out with me once, you know, when I come to the neighborhood.
Can we mention the streak right now? Like
55 to go, or 55
53
total, 53 to go.
You don't even know. Yeah, two down. That was already a big adventure.
So Grand Canyon, mountain biking at the Grand Canyon with JFT and Maria was number 1. And then Hollywood for Halloween with Latasha and Melissa and D-Rex was number 2. Number 3, who's going to get busy living with me in Destin, Florida? I will be there the week of Thanksgiving, arriving shortly before, shortly after. I will have the one and only brother Doug Perez with me, and the other only D-Rex is going to show up. Can't wait to get you into Florida. I'm going to get you some of the best damn seafood you ever had in your life.
Which is funny because I don't eat seafood, but I will.
You know, I can't wait to get to Florida. I can't wait to show you that if you close your eyes and open your mouth and taste it, and don't imagine what it is, only take in the sensations you're experiencing and not any of the notions that you have laid or had laid in your mind about what it was. And just to let the flavor sink in, I believe that you will feel what millions and billions and trillions of people around the world have felt.
But what if I don't? Are you going to allow that to be a real thing?
Absolutely. By all means. If you try it and you don't like it, I will immediately eat the rest of it. I'm not going to beat you up over it because it's not like, here's the thing. It's not like it tastes like one thing and you are deciding you don't like one thing. The various, it's just as diverse as anything else. So to say that you don't like that one thing is just closing your mind to an enormous amount of diversities that only you are missing out on. I mean, it's going to be more for us to eat if you don't want to. And you don't have to feel guilty about it, you know, just don't like it. But I know this, that if you go somewhere that has great seafood and you don't enjoy it, don't eat it. If you go somewhere that has crappy seafood and you eat it and you don't enjoy it, don't believe that all seafood is crappy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This place that we're going has world-class seafood. The Gulf of Mexico, for some reason, has extra juicy fish. And so if we try some of it and you don't like it, then you bona fide don't like seafood. I can tell you.
Okay, well, let me repeat for a couple people that the next destination is Destin, Florida.
Yes, Destin, month 3 of 55, Destin, Florida. I'm coming at you. Hey, look, got so much love for Destin. So many people there that I love. So many people there that love me. I promise you I would not be here today if it was not for the love and support that came out of Destin, Florida. And so I'm coming at you guys. Stay tuned. More details will happen as the podcast rolls on. And we're luckily or hopefully going to be able to get to a place where if you want to come get your head hugged off, I'm going to be there. And if I know you, I'm going to be looking to hug some heads. You guys know who you are. So just be ready for me to come in town and bring D-Rex and Brother Doug with me.
It's going to be so fun. I'd like you to talk for a second also about how, we did go out and we had a ton of fun. And for the most part, we didn't have any trouble at all, right? And except for when we were in a very crowded bar. And I think actually this belongs with this sort of stuff. Because what are we trying to do? You're trying to walk again. And let's tell people about this issue that you came across while we were out.
Well, speaking of what you were talking about earlier about people seeing the dark side, having this wheelchair is extremely bulky. And for even the thinnest person to move about a room is pretty simple. But even a large person, is difficult compared to a thin person, but not nearly as difficult as trying to move this chair around a room. And trying to find a comfortable place to park is probably one of the most regularly frustrating aspects of life, is that everywhere I go, it's almost impossible to get out of the way. And in those bars this weekend, I don't go out nearly as much as I used to for lots of reasons, but the fact that it's so difficult to get comfortable in the social environment with this huge ass chair to park is one of them. So here's the thing. In order for me to get back on my feet, a lot of things have to go right. But I have this elaborate plan that this podcast is hopefully going to help me accomplish. And the theory is that, so I have this condition in my hips called heterotopic ossification. What that means is there's a lot of bone buildup on my hips in places that it's not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be sitting down all the time. So my body sitting down all the time gives it wrong signals. And so in order to get rid of the HO, I've had surgeries on each of my hips. I've had 4 total to try to pull out the calcium, but it always grows back. And so the theory is that I'll have to stand up and do the surgery and remain standing during the therapy in order for it to stop that from coming back. So there's a series of steps that needs to take place before I can even get to the standing. But right now where I'm at is I've got to get so that I just recently got my chair fixed. So now the standing function on this chair works. So now I have to get to the point where I can stand for extended periods of time without putting my feet in danger. Because one of the series of things that have happened over time is that when I first got this chair and I was standing a lot to try to build up my stamina, because I have to have stamina before I can go through the surgery and do the therapy in the standing position. In order to get the stamina, I have to train my body to stand up. In order to train my body to stand up, I have to not get my blood pressure can't drop when I'm upright. And then I have to build up the skin on my feet so that I don't get pressure sores. And so it's a very delicate string of dominoes that needs to get set up and be standing before it gets knocked down. And as I'm setting them up, I keep on getting all of these setbacks. And so I'm virtually in the same place I was 2 years ago when I got this chair. I don't have any sores on my feet. I don't have the chair now works. I just got it fixed. Literally the day before I came to LA, I got my chair fixed finally.
Amazing.
Yeah. So,
I got to say that when we went to that Michael Franti concert, which is a whole different story, it was amazing to be able to watch that concert with you standing up next to me. That was the greatest time. It was a great thing to see. And I want to see more of that. I want to see you standing up more. And I know that part of you getting ready to stand up more is something that we should talk about right now.
I always sing the songs that are playing when the graphics come up. Yes. So
you should let us know how that's going.
Thank you, Christabella, for coming. Thank you for helping Tasha be able to pull it off. But as far as what this challenge is, I have to admit that I gave myself an out that I was going to sway a little bit when while we were on vacation. And I did. I had a couple chicken wings. I was expecting to have a whole bunch more, but to be honest, I didn't find myself craving them anymore, which is really weird. So now we are essentially 9 days in, I believe, into the vegan challenge, and I had some chicken wings. I also had some coffee, and I'm not exactly sure if that should be raw. I wasn't anticipating drinking it ahead of time. And then when it was in the moment, I kind of ordered it without thinking about it. I haven't drank it since, and I think I'll probably avoid that too, even if it is allowable.
I'm actually not sure, but I would think that because it's cooked, it's not really allowable, but it was one coffee, so I think that's a big difference in what you were coming down from doing.
Yeah, and the thing is, the overall goal is to try to live on what humans were living on before technology. So that I can see what my body is like by design, right? So ideally, I'll only ingest things that humans were ingesting before we learned how to use fire or cook foods in general at all. So anytime I sway away from that, it's noteworthy for the record. But as far as for the results, as long as I factor in or accurately track the factors, the results are the results. So whatever happens to me after 30 days will happen to me, including what I've done. So I got to be honest.
I can't wait to see.
I got to be honest. I'm rather ashamed to say that I actually broke the vegan challenge pretty harshly. I was I was having an emotionally challenging time yesterday, and I did what I did regularly when I was in a state of depression.
Stress eating?
I went and bought something that I should not have bought, and I ate it, and the whole time I was eating it, I was hating myself for doing it. And after I did it, and I was done with it, I hated myself even more. I hated myself because I broke my own accountability promise. I hated myself because I know that kind of weakness is what built this alien belly on me and is what has held me back in some ways from having progress faster, further. And now that I've gone a day feeling the feels that I needed to feel, I didn't even premeditate like saying anything about it, but
well, I would think that you're not the only one. I mean, has anyone here ever fallen off of a diet? I mean, maybe not so publicly, but that's actually why we want to invite you to email us at hello@gitbizzylivin.com. And even if you want to be part of this vegan challenge for a week, a couple days, 2 weeks, doesn't matter. And if you fall off, nobody's punishing you. Are the police coming for you, Swede? It was only you punishing you. You fall off a ladder, but you can get back on.
Yeah,
now you're back on.
I'm back on. I'm reinvigorated. When the day before Thanksgiving happens, I'll be able to say that in the first 9 days, I was regimented for 6 of them, and for those 9 days, that's about 217 hours, give or take. I was pretty strong for about 210 of them.
And didn't we have a wonderful vegan meal together here in LA? Where we were just at the house and we had a kale salad and we had fresh juice. And how did you feel after that?
I felt great. Oh my God, that was so amazing. That definitely, we definitely should have caught some footage of that. But the thing is, that kind of eating is what I'm used to. So the fact that I swayed away from it for a few hours at a time, I'm disappointed in myself. The fact that I shared the truth actually makes me feel a lot better about it. But I'll be able to go between now and the day before Thanksgiving with a rededication, and when I get done after that, and I go get my results, and I do another DEXA scan, and I do another blood test, I will know what factors into those blood results. And the thing is, I don't plan on ever returning to being so indulgent in behaving the way that I behaved, yesterday when I had another moment of weakness. I plan on having more of them, I'm sure, because there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not in jail. I don't go to hell for it. I'm just trying to eat as clean as possible. And when I have moments where I don't want to, I don't feel guilty about the other things. I feel guilty because of the reason I did it yesterday. The weakness and the emotional, something I hadn't experienced as far as depression and decision making under that kind of emotional pressure. So the fact that I did it and I lived it out, and I realized several hours later that's what happened. I feel like I'm better for it, stronger for it.
I think Erie would like to send you a message. Never give up the ship. Even if you fall off the ship, you get back on the ship.
Yeah, man, no doubt. So I've had a great day today, and it does make you feel good. I can't wait to get with Kelly. We're going to start putting together that vegan cookbook. Kelly hung out with me last week, at the after party, and that was really cool. Biz hung out with me for a while at the after party. Love that. I want to let you guys know that I know that at this stage right now, that we are just kind of throwing mud up against the wall to see what sticks, trying a lot of different things, having fun with it. Right now, at this point right now, I think I'm proving to myself more than anything, just like I'm proving to myself that I can dedicate to something, commit, and have moments of weakness and still remain committed. I had a moment of weakness where I broke down, but I know that I can get back on and continue. And the things that I've set my mind to in my life, I'm thankful to say that I haven't accomplished all of them. Failing is a part of succeeding. But the things that I've wanted most, I pretty much have been able to get. And I really want to make this work, because not only do I want to afford to throw the huge party, because somebody could write me a check and then I would no longer be able to say, I'm doing this so that I can raise the money to throw the party. It's not just about affording to throw the party. It's about earning the people that are going to be at the party. It's about building these friendships and putting in the work so that when I go to throw that party, I can say that for the past couple of years, I've been going out and trying to develop the relationships and bring people together. And today, that day when I throw that party, I want it to be that celebration of togetherness. I want it to be where I want to be able to pass the mic around the stadium and have people talk about, when they heard about the Get Bizzy Livin project and when they first saw the Get Bizzy Livin podcast, and how many of the epic adventures they've been on, and all the friendships that they've fostered from becoming a part of the Get Bizzy Livin project, watching the podcast, and then, being a member of the Help Swede Walk Again family.
Hey, I think it's really important to note that the after party is just about to begin. And I think this is a really exciting time to get up and close and personal. That wasn't very smooth, was it? Up close and personal with Swede and hang out. So I encourage you to stick around within the next couple minutes for the after party. It really is as fun as it looks.
Hell yeah. Tosh said, I might have to come to Florida just to see D-Rex experience it.
I absolutely want her to. Make it happen.
Can you read that?
Okay.
I can't. You want to read what she said right there? 701.
Yes.
Because I can't, it's a big long paragraph.
It says, wait, are you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the main things that impresses me most about you is your strength. You are so hard on yourself. I have complete faith in your abilities to do anything you put your mind to.
See. Thank you, Tosh. The thing is, man, I get so often, multiple times a week, D-Rex, I have people hit me up on social media or on my texts and just tell me about hey, Swede, how about this? They saw something that has something to do with paralysis or has something to do with, monkeys, or now lately it's podcasts. It's like they show me things. It tells me that they're thinking of me. Like, it used to be if Outkast comes up, every once in a while I get, listen to Outkast and made me think of you, or the Steelers would come up, the Steelers made me think of you. But nowadays, more often than not, I have people tell me that they were thinking and they were having a rough day, and then they thought about me, and that, like, if I can get through it, they can get through it, and they have days that aren't as rough because of that. And I'm telling you, man, if I didn't have people saying those things to me, people say that I inspired them. That's it's the dog chasing its tail, or it's the catch-22, or it's the chicken and the egg. Because I'm telling you, if I'd come out of that coma and I didn't have an audience, I don't know that I'd be doing this.
Yeah, it's true.
Knowing that so many people chipped in to save my life. It probably would have been easy for me to just throw in the towel if nobody gave a shit. And that's why I have this Life in a Year of Swedisms book, because I was told that people liked reading my posts and they wanted me to come back, so I would keep writing posts. You know what? I got to get back to that. I haven't been posting. And I know that that's something that is important, and that I'm going to return to that. That's going to be something as I get better at this podcast and I round out my responsibilities, now that this is on my plate. Mind you, I only got 2 months into doing this stuff.
It's true. Look what we've done in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm going to get back to posting with you guys.
Speaking of this podcast and everything we have to do, we have to wrap this up now. How are your eyes? You got things under control? You want me to take control?
Oh, as a matter of fact, I would like for you to maintain control.
Okay.
And I don't mind if I just fade out. But listen, D-Rex, these girls came across the country. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Tasha, for coming across country so that you could take me across a little bit more country, so that the three of us could go get busy living with D-Rex for Halloween in Hollywood for Halloween. Come back next week so you can check out a little bit of the footage and of how that Halloween stuff went. And, I just want you guys to always remember, we are all in this together. Always remember, no matter the weather, whether sunshine or rain, there's no joy without pain. Always remember, we're all in this together. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
When you see me, but you gotta believe me, ain't nothing coming easy my way. No, I fucking word, but it's fucking word. I fucking word. You can see it when you see me, but you gotta believe me.
Heck yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Did you move the after party button down, or was it up at the top and then you moved it down?
I moved it down so that it was right after the outro.
Oh, see, I was up top looking at it. I was going to let it play. I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form that there's nobody raising their hands in the comment section. But if you are in the comment section and you are watching this show and you would like to join me to kick it with me for a little bit in the after party, by all means, just hit me in the comments. I'm going to go ahead and turn my rig back on, because I know some of my boys said they might want to just text me if they want to join. I did not heavily promote today's show because it's been such a long week. I would not be surprised.
Oh my gosh, we were so busy with things. I actually am really proud of what we pulled together today. It's been a lot of fun. And speaking of that, I'm so sick that I need to jet. But maybe you could tell some stories from this weekend, because I'm about to cough and then pass out.
All right, Ma. Well, I'll tell you what. It's not something that, like I said, I need to force. I didn't give anybody any personal invitations, and so I appreciate you. Thank you for coming every week that you've come. I mean, D-Rex, what can I say about you, man? I love you and I appreciate you so much.
I love you too. And I appreciate you. And now I need to go cough.
So without further ado, then we can go ahead and shut her down. Thank you, D-Rex. I will see you guys next week. Maybe next time I get my mop chopped, we can have an after party. Over and out.